a progressive muscle relaxation meditation. Progressive muscle relaxation was first developed in 1934 by Edmund Jacobson, whose research demonstrated that systematic release of tension in the muscle fibers represented the opposite physiological response to anxiety and thus was effective in reducing anxiety states. So you may find this exercise useful throughout the day when you just need to take the intensity of your distress down a notch without doing compulsions. You can also use it as a sort of palate cleanser before you begin a formal meditation sitting. Meditation is not about being relaxed, but about being present. However, starting from a more relaxed state can be helpful. Note that progressive muscle relaxation is typically performed by purposely tensing and releasing muscles, but in this exercise, focus on release without tension to avoid the potential of getting stuck in a physically tense position. In this exercise, you will visualize breathing into various parts of your body. You can think of this as some sort of wellness scanner in a science fiction movie that's set in the future. A device is passed along the body, and as it passes each part, it removes some tension. Picture a line floating above your head, like a little cartoon halo. Imagine breathing into this line and pushing it down across your body. When the unwanted thoughts and feelings start tugging at you, do the same as you did before. Simply respond to them. Okay, I hear you, but right now I'm going to attend to this thing instead. Once you have a clear image in mind of this line above your head, take a nice, slow breath into it. And as you exhale, imagine the line passing over your scalp, your eyes, your nose, your cheeks, and your lips, and then stopping just above your chin. As it passes over this part of your body, imagine that it takes with it some of your angst, some of your tension, even some of your OCD. Let yourself notice any sensations that might occur in your earlobes, your eyelashes, and so forth. Let yourself attend to where this imaginary line rests and how everything above it feels just a little more relaxed than everything below it, which has remained unchanged. When you are in doubt, or if you become confused or lost during the meditation, just nod politely to your confusion and return to the breath. Now, breathe again into that line and lower it as you exhale. Let it pass by the muscles and bones in your neck and let it rest just above your shoulders. Imagine the individual tendons in your neck letting go. Let your head lean forward a bit if it helps make it more real for you. Let yourself be aware of how your whole head and neck are just a little lighter, somehow a little different from the rest of your body. Breathe into that line and lower it down across your shoulders and chest. Let the line stop at your elbows and rest just above your belly. Imagine your shoulders dropping as if your arms could just slide off. Feel that knot in your chest that the OCD constantly messes with and acknowledge whether it has loosened up at all. Notice how your biceps and forearms feel different from one another, separated by the imaginary line of attention. Breathe into that line and lower it again. Now, across your belly to your waist, down your wrists and hands, and out your fingertips. The entire upper half of your body is just a little lighter than the lower half, a little more open. Meanwhile, your OCD is getting itchy. It wants to know when you're going to stop this and go back to obsessing. Just nod at the uncomfortable thoughts and feelings. You will return to them soon enough. For now, you're just practicing being present. breathe into the line and lower it down to your knees. Notice how the remaining tension in your body pools in your shins and calves as if you're wearing anxiety boots. Finally, breathe in, breathe out, and push that line down across your ankles and the tops of your feet and out your toes. Finish with another minute or so of just sitting and breathing, always returning to your anchor, the present, or you can continue to do a longer meditation. You may feel more relaxed afterward. That's a pleasant side effect of meditation. But more importantly, in terms of changing the way you relate to your OCD, these practices strengthen that muscle in your brain that allows you to disengage from an obsession, accept the uncertainty when the thoughts remain unresolved, and come back to whatever is actually present and real in this moment. Walking meditation. Another form of meditation that exercises the same mental muscles is walking meditation. Instead of sitting and anchoring yourself to the breath, walking meditation involves anchoring your attention to the sensation of walking. Get up and try this right now if you want. Stand up and put your attention on the feeling of the weight on the bottom of your feet. Now, very slowly, pick up one foot and pay attention to how it feels to move your leg forward and place that foot down in front of you. Then repeat with the next step. Notice the shifting of weight from foot to foot. Do this from one side of the room to the other, and then back again. When your mind wanders, that's perfectly fine. But the moment you become aware that you've wandered off, return your attention to the sensation of walking. The slower you walk, the easier it may be to focus on your anchor. Mindfulness in the moment. If meditation is doing morning push-ups, then mindfulness practice throughout the day is the equivalent of working in a construction yard. There will be a lot of heavy things to lift. Practice disengaging from the OCD urge to judge, analyze, or resolve your thoughts. Return to the present, whatever it may be. You can help yourself practice mindfulness throughout the day by exchanging whatever OCD rumination may be occurring for attending to something real in the moment. This is not distraction. This is attention. Place things in your life that you value, things that warrant your attention. When you have a thought, acknowledge it and say hello to it, and then return to whatever exists and is real for you in that moment. Set up hobbies for yourself. Listen to audiobooks in the car. Be social. Do all of these things in moderation, but then moderate your moderation by allowing them to be overdone sometimes. In other words, don't let your OCD tell you how much or how frequently to enjoy your life. Sometimes you're willing to let go of an obsession and attend to the present, but there seems to be no obvious attention-demanding activity in front of you. The fact that it's possible to believe this shows how accustomed you have become to having the mind leave the present. You automate life and forget that there are tiny variations in the taste of the food you eat, unique complexities in the music you listen to, and a trillion complex interactions taking place when you're stuck in traffic. Now, list things that may warrant more attention in the present moment than you give them credit for. Developing a practice. For many people with OCD, meditation is uncomfortable because you're being asked to sit with your thoughts and do nothing about them. You are not ignoring them either. You are doing what is, at times, a seemingly impossible task when you have OCD. Acknowledging but not responding. But developing a regular practice can make the task of meditation easier. You can do any form of meditation you like, guided, with an app like 10% Happier or Headspace, or unguided. Start by giving yourself just a minute a day. Then practice that minute at various points throughout the day. Don't rush to meditate after every trigger or spike in anxiety. Though it can be used to reduce distress, always or only using it for this purpose defeats the point. It's ultimately about getting better at feeling by creating more spaciousness in the mind, not about making feelings themselves weaker. A good way to keep meditation itself from being compulsive is to start a daily practice that is stable. In other words, meditating for some amount of time every day, independently from how you may feel at that point, is a great way to establish in your mind that meditation is an act of mental hygiene and not just a relaxation strategy.